Lightyear is the movie within the movie about toys, starring the guy the toy from the toy movie is based off, and I thought it was just okay. Okay. Yeah. Ty Stone hopping on the beat for the movie review, baby.
Tracks.
Lightyear isn't a very good movie. No, it isn't. No, it isn't. This is the long-awaited backstory of Buzz Lightyear, the only character in Toy Story that didn't have a true definitive origin until now, except like Rex, I guess, but do we really need a Rex origin story? Come on, get real. I gotta say, the pacing in this movie is a little bit of a snooze fest for a majority of the runtime, but for what it's worth, it's a very pretty snooze fest to look at, so that counts for something. That's not to say it's a bad movie, though. There can be a good movie with bad pacing, but you can definitely tell they didn't want to take any risks. It's just your average run-of-the-mill Pixar plot with a typical moral for kids to take away, and a pretty basic one at that, even for Pixar. Ooh, treasure the time you spend with others and love those around you who care. Lame! Again, this isn't a bad movie, though. I think the casting is pretty spot on. Chris Evans is good in anything, and that definitely holds up here. And every voice, even down to the robot cat, is exactly what you would expect from a high-budget movie. I just personally think this movie didn't have nearly as much charm as any of the preceding Toy Story titles, and that's saying something because I only like 2 of them. But at the end of the day, Lightyear was passable. For the most part, but there's one thing in this movie that really riled me up, so much so that I'm gonna jump into a spoiler section just to rant about it. So, if you're unfamiliar with the Buzz Lightyear lore established in the previous Toy Story movies, I'll give you a brief rundown. Basically, Buzz Lightyear is a toy that doesn't believe he is a toy, but instead a space ranger, and his entire motivation is based around defeating the evil Emperor Zurg, who was set up as a Darth Vader-style villain throughout both Toy Stories 1 and 2. So, with all the hype about how evil Zurg is led up to be in the movies, I was pretty excited to see what Pixar was going to do with Zurg in this movie. To say I am disappointed is a massive understatement. They turned Zurg, what is meant to be this behemoth of a villain that is meant to want to conquer worlds and kill Buzz Lightyear, into a cop-out twist villain that doesn't even really make any sense at all when you think about it. If you're still here and you want to see the movie, and you thought the spoiler warning wasn't enough, this is pretty big. It's kind of the whole crux of the movie, so go away if you still want to watch it. It's Buzz from the future. Buzz from the future is revealed to be Zurg. I'll say that again. Buzz from the future is revealed to be Zurg. You know, the guy that wants to kill Buzz Lightyear? Yeah, that's Buzz Lightyear in there. And I was disappointed because they had a pretty easy Zurg twist villain. I mean, there was the new, set up to be a mean guy, commander in town, that was already against Buzz. He would have been the perfect Zurg, but fucking Pixar decided, no, let's put Buzz Lightyear in the suit and see what fans think. And not only do they make Buzz Lightyear Zurg, but for a good 5 minutes or so, they want you to sympathize with his cause. They're like, oh, he just wants to go back in time and fix the mistake he made. That's cool. I don't care. For once, I just want a Disney property to keep the evilness of a villain that is clearly not meant to be redeemed in the original property. And sure, you can say, Ty, these movies are meant for kids. Obviously they're gonna have redeeming qualities. The villains are meant to be people too. But no, it's a cartoon. There are plenty of great kids movies that just so happen to have evil villains. It's okay to have somebody that's just bad. And when you have already established a character as being this just bad, unredeemable person, you can't make a movie later that retroactively makes them Buzz Lightyear. Rant over. Okay, so Lightyear pretty clearly wasn't my favorite movie, but it wasn't a bad movie either. If I'm being honest, Pixar hasn't made a bad movie, they've just made bad Pixar movies. So at the end of the day, I'll give it a pretty average 5.5 out of 10, putting Pixar's Lightyear right beside Blumhouse's The Accidental Husband, which is likely a sentence that has never been said before. Well, that's about it for me. Let me know what you think about this style of editing, because I'm really just throwing noodles at the wall until something sticks. Without further ado, I'm gonna get on my high horse on out of here.